won't go easy. Okay? They still want to launch. They still want to launch. Nothing easy from the top. Hands up everywhere. Hands up. Let's go. Solid core. Let's go.
Hikes on 3. 1, 2, 3. Fight.
How much time I put into this can lead a lot of people to wonder why would I do this? And it's a tremendous sacrifice, but it's something that just keeps giving back. I love coaching, and I love working with the young men and women that I've had an opportunity over the last 9 years to work with.
Good stuff today. Ace was bleeding on fools today. Okay, leaving it all out there in the court, and that's what we like to see. Okay, we talked about it before the game. Okay, Viking family. Okay, and we're going to be adding a lot of stuff because of this game. Okay, so I really appreciate the effort that you guys do. Any comments? Okay, let's get a break. Let's get a break. Go home. Do your work. Do your work. Get some rest. Stay healthy.
And Vikes on 3. 1, 2, 3. Vikes!
Good work, guys. Good work. Coaches have like player sweep, but I'm very influenced by Coach Bob Hurley, the great coach from New Jersey, and he says to stay humble, you should sweep every day. So every day, I sweep all of this dirt that's left by PE and other programs. A lot of programs don't sweep, but for me, it's an everyday activity. And I figure if I'm going to make the kids run every day, I might as well clean the floor for them to run on, right?
I think fundamentally, one of the things I tell my players is that when I was married a few years back, I had 4 groomsmen, and 3 of those 4 groomsmen were guys I played basketball with in high school. And if that doesn't tell you like how I feel about team and the importance of these type of things, then nothing will. So what I'm trying to do on the court is create a competitive environment that through overcoming adversity and overcoming challenges creates these relationships.
We played about 2.5 quarters of good basketball last night. Next game we're trying to make it 4, right? Okay, let's do this.
I devote most of my recreational hours in the fall and winter to basketball. And this also means that I coach in the summer, and I'm constantly evaluating talent, and I go scout out Miller's teams to try to see what talent's coming up. It's almost a lifestyle. And one thing that's really important to understand, I told my players this year, I have an infant son, and during this season I will see my players more hours a day than I'll see my son. And so when I say that we're a family, I totally mean that, because this is who I spend my time and energy on. First and foremost, it's always for my students, but outside of my professional interest, it becomes my team. And we also just have to check in with players all the time. We check in to see how they're doing, because one of the things we're student athletes. So for instance, I spend time every week looking at all my students' grades and seeing how they're doing in their classrooms. And if there's a problem, I try to see if we can help out.
Me, Mr. Bale is like a parent, man. I really respect his coaching, and overall, I think he's a great person, a great coach, and I love him.
Yeah, Bale's he told us that he usually spends more time with us than his own family, so I think that really means a lot to everyone involved here, and yeah.
We know he's super dedicated. Like Sophie said, he spends a lot of time here and he puts a lot of effort into basketball. So just knowing that we have a coach who believes in the program is really inspiring.
Being a teacher and being a coach are both similar and very different at the same time. They're very similar in the realm that you try to take raw talent and you try to mold it into something. And both of them, I think that there's a mentoring position involved in both of them. I think that what I do as a teacher in the classroom is I try to teach students economics, government, U.S. history, whatever the year has me teaching, but I'm also really trying to teach them about how to live life, how to overcome challenges, how to learn, how to think creatively. All of this stuff, whether it comes in a math class, English class, PE class, social studies class, they all contribute to the same thing, which is growth of self.
Okay, remember what I talked about in terms of the slides? If you bring a presentation and you put 3 words up on the screen, people are going to remember those 3 words. If you put 25, they're going to remember the semblance of what that 25 is. If you put 250 words, they're going to get lost. Okay, so whatever graphical, I've been seeing some really good graphical stuff here. Whatever you can bring in terms of that realm will be helpful in having us understand a brand.
I was not always a type of learner that just liked to learn, and now I am. And I can tell you specifically the people in my life who have turned on those light bulbs. So my expectation in class is that I want to be the guy that turns the light bulb on for all these students. And naturally, not everybody's going to react to my particular teaching style or my particular subject matter. So there's always going to be a disappointment for me at the end of every year because I do want to be that teacher for every student.
Mr. Bale, yeah, he's a great teacher. He's very enthusiastic and he participates in the class a lot, wants to help us succeed. But overall, it's a huge workload. But once you get it done, stay on track. It's a pretty great class. You learn a lot from it.
Yeah, but the workload isn't necessarily unbearable because Mr. Bale is very into his class, very passionate about it, and he's very involved. So if you do the work and pay attention to the lectures, it's actually a very rewarding class, and Mr. Bale makes it very interesting.
Yeah, and he also really cares about all of his students and make sure that everybody gets on top of all their work and that they pass the class at the end of the semester and that everyone stays involved in what he's talking about. Yeah.
So after school, after practice, I go home and I start my actual life, I guess, my family life. So I got my kid at home, my wife at home, and she's with my kid all day. So I get to go home and be dad for a couple hours. And then I have to do all my work for school. So generally it's decently late nights. I try to get 7-8 hours of sleep every night, but it can be difficult. But I sleep soundly when the baby doesn't keep me awake. So yeah, that's a good day. And then tomorrow morning, Saturday, I'm right back here in the gym. So we go 6 days a week. It's as much of a commitment for me as it is for my players. And we never do anything Sunday. And Sunday's the day I miss basketball because we don't do anything. But we're right back into it Monday. So yeah, that's my day. And now I go and peace out from school. So see you.